Today, I'm going to be giving you guys the ultimate guide on how to complete every major camo in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, I know that's, a lot of people already worked on their camos before, but I mean, you could still be working on DLC weapons if you still want to get those, but especially the main reason I'm making it is because of the DLC maps that we've got. There are some strategies that make it so easy now, and you could practically get a gun fully camoed up in just like 5 matches. It really is that easy now. And if you guys do go on to find this helpful, I very much appreciate if you guys dropped a like and subscribe. And with that said, let's get into the ultimate camo guide for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, the first challenges we're going to talk about are the 2,000 critical kills, and for most guns all the way to gold. Now, there are some guns that you can't get all the way to gold using this strategy because you're going to need like mangler kills or vermin kills or something like that you can't do on this map, but for most guns you can get this all the way gold easily. And where the strategy takes place on is going to be Citadel de Mor. But before you spawn in, you want to make sure you're running the Picky Eater augment on Vulture. That's very important. And also make sure you have Molotovs unlocked. But once you get in the game, you want to get to about round 13 or 14. The reason you want to do this is because there's going to be night zombies that spawn with helmets, and you can't deal critical damage to them, and we're going to exclusively be dealing critical damage, and these guys could actually end up killing you if you don't get them to stop spawning. And how you stop them from spawning is just collect 4 stamps that they drop and take them to the statues, and after you do that, they won't spawn again. But then from here, just buy a couple of perks, especially Vulture, pack punch your gun at least once, that increases rarity as much as you can. And then now you want to make sure you can have access to both of the oil traps. There's going to be one from the village to the castle, and then there's going to be one from the farm to the castle. And then make sure you have 3 Molotovs, and that'll bring you the final thing is that all you have to do from here is now turn on Rampage Inducer, because if you don't, the zombies will be too slow. And once you do that and you start a round, you're going to want to use one of the oil traps. And the first one I'm going to show you to do is actually on the village side. And all you want to do is activate the trap, throw a Molotov in there, and you have to throw a Molotov, and then just tug yourself away in this corner, and then just hold out whichever gun you want upgraded to get his kills, and just sit there and watch. It literally is that easy. And you may be confused, like, wait, I'm not even getting kills with my gun. Well, for some reason, I don't know why it was never patched or if this was on purpose, but for some reason, this trap will give kill credit to whichever gun you're holding out. And what's even better, it'll all be critical kills, every single one of them. So this means every single kill that you get is going to be a critical kill, and it's going to be so fast and so easy. But just keep in mind, make sure you're holding out the right gun that you do want those critical kills done with. But obviously, eventually this trap will run out of time, and all you want to do is just run to the opposite side, activate the trap, throw the Molotov, and then sit on top of this ledge and do it all over again. And by the time this trap is done, the other one will be off cooldown. But always make sure in the in-between rounds that you're collecting as much loot as possible, because you do want to pick up salvage, but most importantly, because of Picky Eater, the zombies are going to be dropping a ton of Molotovs, so you never have to go to the crafting machine to buy more of them. But if you ever do run out of Molotovs for whatever reasons, you could easily run into the castle and go craft another one. And it really is that easy. But there is one little caveat to this, is that because the trap is tied to whichever gun you're holding out, based on whichever gun you're holding out, that's as much damage as it will do. And that ties to its pack punch and tier levels. So throughout the round, you're still going to have to pack a punch your gun all the way to max pack a punch and also tier it up to gold. Because if you don't, the trap will actually deal less damage. And this is important, especially against the special and elite enemies, because those will start getting through the trap and go down you if it's not powerful enough. And if you don't believe me, look at when I'm holding out this gun, how much damage it's dealing, and then when I swap weapons to a gun that's not pack punch at all, and see how much damage is it dealing. So yes, it's still important to upgrade your gun, you still need to do that. But besides that, all you have to do is sit there and then kill a couple bugs that show up every now and then. And for the special rounds, if those are annoying you, I recommend using the eye trap right in the middle to deal with those rounds just to fly through them. But with that, you'll be able to use this strategy to get all the way to gold easily with most guns. And in fact, you could technically use this strategy to go all the way to Nebula, but I do think there are a couple different strategies that are better for the special and elite kills that we're getting into. But by far, the best overall strategy in the game for your guns. Now, the next camo strategy I want to go over is for Opal, getting 30 special enemy kills. And the map we're going to be doing this on is the Tomb. And what I recommend doing is spawning with whatever gun you want to work on, and then just rampage induce the first 7 rounds. And then when you get to round 8, you want to open up the map and get to pack a punch and at least pack punch your gun gun once and increase the rarity as much as you can also. And then during this round, this is going to spawn in a mimic, and when you kill it, this is first going to count as a special kill already, but on top of that, it's going to drop a monocle. Now I do recommend picking up Jug also at this point, and if you have enough money, and this is important, if you have enough money, you could also get Quick Revive. But before you get a second perk, make sure you have enough money to open up both of the spawn doors, because what we're going to be utilizing for this strategy is actually the quest to get the ice staff. And how I recommend doing this is going between the two rooms that have the crystal in the air. Just shoot the crystal in one room, then run all the way to the other one, shoot that crystal, and just keep doing that until both of them are lined up where they need to be. And then the symbols start appearing on the wall. Now I recommend doing the one near death perception first. And if you guys don't know how these Roman numerals work, here's a cheat sheet on screen for you guys here. But once you shoot these Roman numerals in order from 1 to 8 and then 1 to 10, this will actually start a lockdown. And during this first lockdown, it'll actually spawn in 5 special enemies. And in the past, this was actually even more broken, because if you just ran out of this room, you could fail this and then come back and do it again and restart and spawn all 5 again. But unfortunately, that has been patched. So instead, what you're going to do is finish this one, pick up your max ammo, and then go to the other room, shoot the Roman numerals 1 through 10, and then start another lockdown. And throughout this lockdown, there's going to be 7 special enemies that spawn. And if you add that all in total, you'll be able to get 13 special enemy kills. And once you get good at it and use Rampage Inducer, you'll be able to do this in under 20 minutes really fast. Getting 13 special enemy kills that fast is very nice. But after this, you will have to end game and redo it again. And unfortunately, the only annoying thing about this strategy is that after doing it twice, you're going to get 13 plus 13 kills, which is 26 kills. And that's going to leave you with only 4 special enemy kills left to get. Now, to get these last 4 kills, you could run the strategy again and then just bring in another gun that you're also working on. Or you could just continue the game and get a couple more to spawn rather through them just naturally spawning, or maybe even continue Easter egg steps that spawns in even more, namely where you upgrade the ice staff to its upgraded form. That will spawn in even more special enemies. But regardless how you do it, getting 13 special enemy kills in under 20 minutes is insane. Now for my new favorite strategy to get the Nebula challenges done, the ones where you have to get 10 elite enemy kills. This is normally super annoying, but thankfully with the release of Shattered Veil, and more specifically its directed mode, it is so easy now, and it's even easier than the old Liberty Falls directed mode, trust me. Now, what you have to actually do with this directed mode, you're going to have to get to the point of the directed mode after you get the regular Mark II and then also the canister. Unfortunately, you can't skip the regular Mark II part in directed mode like you can in standard, but trust me, it's still worth to do it in directed mode. But regardless, after you get the first canister, you will now be able to take it to the blue canister upgrade quest. And when you put this canister in, this will spawn in an abomination, or in other words, an elite enemy. And all you want to do is kill that abomination and don't complete the step, and then you could just keep doing the step over and over and over again until you get Nebula unlocked. But what makes it worth doing this in standard mode is not only because of the round cap, but on top of that, and what makes it really good is that when you fail this step, you don't have to end the round to do it again. You can just wait a couple seconds without ending the round, and then it'll let you interact with the canister again, and it will spawn in another abomination. So technically, you could get all 10 elite enemy kills in one round. It really is that good. Trust me on this one. It is amazing. Now, unfortunately, you will eventually have to end the round because you're going to run out of ammo and points to buy ammo, but that's still not a problem because there's still going to be that round cap and you won't have to worry about the rounds getting too crazy. And what makes it even better, if you're doing this on solo, you'll be able to save and quit and keep coming back to this, getting a new gun done every single time. By far the best strategy for anything in the game, and it makes this final challenge an absolute breeze. But with that, that's how to get Nebula in the easiest possible way in Black Ops 6 Zombies so far. But I'd love to hear all of your guys' thoughts and opinions on all of this. Is there a strategy I'm missing out there that I should have incorporated into this? Is there a way to make it better or anything like that? I'd love to hear all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.